2-pound Izor.
What you got it on?
Golden State Minnow. The reel's a Cardiff Shimano.
Watch out, he's coming through, you guys. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Toad. You can walk them down this way if you need to. Yeah.
That should be good.
There's a rock right here, dude. Yeah. Okay, once it turns, dude. There he goes. I'm gonna try this at home at the pro. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. That's another 5'6". Whoa, that's another 6'5". Matt's on second toad. Good day. Whoa. That was a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah.
2 toads on Golden State.
Yeah, look at that.
Black and blue Golden State.
What's up, anglers? Mike here, Trout Mate Angler Company. Thanks for smashing that play button, and while you're at it, hit that like button for me. It goes a long way right here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, what we do here is get made. We're motivated, taking action, staying determined, and we're gonna have a great experience, anglers, today, because if like that opening clip, man, we kicked it off with the trophy trout from Matt of Golden State Fishing Custom Baits Pro Staffer. He was using the double drop shot. It's a deadly technique. 2021 might be the year of the drop shot, and it fits Southern California or any murky water that has trout. If you're fishing trout specifically, this is a universal technique across all types of fishing, anglers. So trout are killing it on the double drop shot this season, and minnows are killing it as well. And that's why, you know, Golden State Fishing, you know, I fish with Golden State Fishing. Estevan and I, really good friends. You've seen the podcast. He was the second guest on here, and we're going to have more guests, but that's besides the point today. He invited us to Hesperia Lake, so we hung out with him and his staff, pro staffers, Matt, and especially Phil. I want to give a shout out to treated us, the crew, Get Made crew, with open arms, everybody, just so much hospitality. But Phil, shout out to you, my man, High Desert Fishing. His daughter came by, brought his grandson. They were running around playing, and he comes with a sandwich, brings the whole shoreline sandwiches. It was pretty rad, anglers, and that's what it's about out there. Love the community. You know, they just look out for each other. So it was cool. Great hospitality by the Golden State Fishing crew, and we were stoked. We got on some good fish, anglers, and we even had a heartbreaker. Another heartbreaker. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I doubt it, because it's been a long time, and this video has been a long time coming. In the lab, making it happen, putting that content out for you guys. So without keeping you waiting for much longer, all right, before we check out that trout fishing action, okay, if you want to skip to it, I don't mind. But if you want to learn how to tie the drop shot, double drop shot, and how to fish it, okay, I lost some GoPro footage, so I'm going to kind of like just talk about the technique, okay, right here in front of you. So first, we're going to go ahead, get to the table, tie this rig. We're going to drop shot, double drop shot, you know, up to you. But we're going to do one and then naturally do the other. That way you could get out on the lake fishing those trout with this technique. If you haven't, I challenge you to use this technique, anglers. It will pay dividends on you and give you a little bit more edge on the waters when you're fishing murky waters or finicky trout. All right, anglers, let's get to the table and let's get made. Yeah. All right, anglers, let's get going on tying this drop shot, double drop shot rig. So as far as your fishing line, you're going to be using 4-pound test. Why? Because you have a lot of hardware. You're going to have 2 hooks and a drop shot weight. A lot of hardware. You're going to need a little bit stronger fishing line than your normal 2-pound weight for mini jigs and etc. So I got here, I use 4-pound Izorline. This is clear. I got a whole spool of it. So 4-pound test. Okay, for hooks, you're going to be using owner size 8 to 10 mosquito hooks. They're very small. You're going to be pretty much all you do, anglers, is nose hook your minnow. Okay, and we'll show you that here in a second, but that's all you do, just nose hook it. Okay, so owner mosquito hook size 8 to 10, whatever. So, and your drop shot weight, okay, it's going to be 1/16 ounce. I like the cylinder ones with the little clasp here where you run your line through and cinch it down or tie it, whatever works better. But I love the cylinder one. This is 1/16, or you can get a 1/8. All right, and that's the max I'd go is 1/8. So for demonstration purposes, anglers, we have this neon green braided line that's going to act as our 4-pound test, and we got these MINNOW 3/0 hooks right here that's going to act as our mosquito hooks. Okay, so let's get tying this drop shot rig right now. All right, anglers, so let's get started tying this double drop shot and double drop shot rig. So again, demonstration purposes, we got the braid at the end of this. All right, this is just for scale, but at the end of this, once you tie your drop shot, it should look something like this. All right, you have the hook, top hook with your minnow, other type of plastic, bottom hook, minnow, other type of plastic. Worms work well as also. So just thought of that. So this is what it should look like at the end of it. Okay, this is your tag end here on the right. Okay, and this line we're going to pretend goes all the way up to our fishing rod. All right, so we're going to be working for this end of the line right here. So first things first, all right, you take your first hook, go through the eyelet, and this is how I do it. I create my desired length, you know, of the leader, and then I bring it back into the eyelet. All right. Now I have where I want the top hook. So I'm going to do a PALOMAR knot. Take that loop, just a simple overhand, and then over the hook. All right. Boom. There we go. Now, see how that hook's not sitting kind of straight, you know? It's kind of not sitting straight. It should be sitting like this. So what you do is you take that tag in and come back down through the eyelet, and that right there, anglers, will have your hook sitting exactly where you need it to be. So we got our top hook first. Now, if you're just running the single drop shot, this is where you'd go ahead and figure out your leader. The leader is from the hook down. It's kind of weird, kind of opposite on the drop shot because the weight's on the bottom. So you're going to figure out where you want to put your weight. 6 inches, 12 inches, whatever it might be. That's what you're going to do. But us, we're going to continue on tying the double drop shot. So all you're going to do, anglers, is repeat your efforts. Hook facing up. Through the eyelet. And you want to create your separation, okay? I would always suggest at least 6 inches from your top hook to your bottom hook, okay, at least 6 inches. Give it some space. You want to cover, the point of the double drop shot is you're covering the bottom half of the water column, okay. The trout might be sitting low, what have you. So we're gonna go right there and, you know, through the eyelet once again, like I said, doubling our efforts on the double drop shot. And then you create that separation. Cool, and then, ow, that's gonna stay in there. All right, create that separation, then you create that separation, and then we have an overhand knot. And then over that hook. And boom, money. Money, money. All right, so, all right, cool. So we have both our hooks. It's probably they're about 8 inches away, but now bottom hook about 6 inches or so, 6 to 8 inches off the bottom. And the last thing, anglers, is to go ahead and tie on that drop shot weight. So we're gonna slide it in there, cinch it up, set, and we got it. And there you go, anglers. We got the double drop shot all tied up, ready to go, ready to cast out. And before we cast it, we gotta tie on our minnows or other types of plastics you're using. So remember, we talked about nose hooking, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, anglers, so we got our mosquito hook. You can see there, very small, and I just grabbed a kind of new color Estevan gave me in my order. Kind of red, some sparkle in there, red flake, red on red, red bottoms, you know what I mean? So we're gonna show you how to rig this, and you know, I was taught this. I was kind of like rigging it kind of like that, like a swim bait, and that's cool, you know, but it might limit some action, okay? You kind of want it right there, okay? So you're gonna want it right on that nose, kind of like right there, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and rig this up, kind of nose hook it. And there we go. It's nose hooked. There you have it. That's how you rig the minnow on your double drop shot, anglers. And any other type of plastic, be sure you just put it right there in the tip, the nose of that bait. So, what kind of rod should you be using as far as your drop shot rod, anglers? You know what? There's a few out there that I've heard are great. One is the Phenix Iron Feather. I believe that has some backbone. I've never fished it myself, but some of my friends, other anglers, have that rod and say that's a great drop shot rod. Me, myself, I use my Phoenix Elixir. All right. I use Bette Midler for the drop shot. Okay. Why? Because it has some backbone. Okay. And you need a fast action rod, a stiff tip to keep that bait. Like I said, you're keeping that taut line. All right. You need a stiffer tip to keep that taut line and to make those pops and drag that bait slowly on that retrieve. Okay. So I have the Phoenix Elixir 7.6 fast action. Okay. So that's the rod I recommend. But again, whatever you prefer, whatever you can afford, whatever your cup of tea is, anglers, all right? I recommend just a stiff backbone trout rod, all right? Fast action. That's your best bet. I, again, rock the Phenix Elixir. All right, anglers, as I mentioned, I lost my GoPro footage with me explaining how your rod, how to work the drop shot, double drop shot, okay? So it's very, very simple. Like I mentioned, murky waters, slow down the technique so the trouts will run into that bait. The bait's in the water longer than a mini jig, all right, to give you a more of opportunity for the trout to find it in that murky water, okay? Like I said, you could slap some scents on there if you want. Bang garlic, bang in the morning. That's the worst freaking thing ever, man, for real. I use smelly jelly, but whatever you prefer, use it, okay? All right, anglers, so after you've tied your rig out, you're ready to cast out, okay? So you're going to cast out as far as you can, all right, in a targeted location where you feel the trout might be, or further past where you might think the trout might be, okay? So what you're going to do after you cast, you're going to get your line tight, and I hold, anglers, whatever you feel comfortable with. I've seen a lot of guys hold it really low, their rod really low, and kind of to the side, you know, pop it to the side a little bit, really low. You know, I've seen that. Me personally, preferably, I think they keep the baits, both the minnows, really low to the ground with that, like it's little bait fish feeding on, you know, midges and larvae and insects coming from, you know, just like that, you know. So they gonna attack that because the trout are low anyways. That's why you're using the drop shot. The trout might be hunkered down at a lower level, between, you know, ground level, you know, bottom of the water to, you know, 5 feet. They might be in that column, and that's where your baits might be, okay, on the drop shot, double drop shot. So anglers, I hold my rod while the drop shot, double drop shot at a 45-degree angle, and I keep my line tight, and I drag. That's how slow you're gonna reel. You're gonna drag that drop shot weight. You're gonna drag that drop shot weight, okay, on the bottom of that lake, okay, while keeping that line tight. And at the same time, you're gonna probably do a little bit of jigging action. You know what I mean? Pause. Always pause. You might get hit on the pause, and most likely when you start jigging again. So make sure you pause, anglers. All right. This is a very you need a lot of patience for this technique. One whole cast cycle, I would say, would be, if you're casting, you know, 50, let's say not 50 yards. That's a lot. Yeah, you know, let's say you cast in 40 yards. Okay, you cast 40 yards. That should be, you know, probably like a 3-minute cast, 3-minute cycle. You're holding that bait out there, okay, covering water, in a slow sense. You know what I mean? And it's very, very deadly. You know, it's very, very deadly, as you'll see, because we're going to get into it right now, anglers. Here is the rest of that day at Hesperia Lake with Golden State Fishing. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you much. Let's get made, anglers. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.
solid one. Easy 6, Mike. Easy 6.
There you go, baby.
That's 7 raw day.
You hit that top one, that creamsicle. First trophy. Get made, baby. Get made. Haven't really seen it yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a 4.
Coach him, Phil. Coach him.
tail.
Let him get him, son. Let him land this one. Nice try.
Oh, I still got him. I still got him. God.